Jason explained his views and assured me he wasn't a racist or a homophobe, and he replied extremely.
Hey, Jason, welcome.
And most of the negative comments are an attempt to try and tank this film in order to hurt me.
Why are all of you so pathetic?
What's up, everybody? This is the BrushedRanger here, and today I'm making a sequel to my fabled and infamous Galvatrons revenge video. Thank you for all the support on that. Now, I didn't want to make a sequel. I don't want to milk the drama. I thought it was over, but this will be the last Galvatrons revenge video, no matter what, unless I am called out directly by Prime Animations by name, or they do something completely insane after this video goes up. This will be the last Galvatrons revenge video. But I was contacted by one of the animators and they wanted to share their story anonymously. And I confirmed that this, in fact, was an animator on the project, and they wish to remain anonymous. So from now on, they shall be known in this video by codename Raven. Raven had worked on the project for 6 months, basically doing cleanup and general animation tweaks. Raven told me that during their time, they were not treated the best. In fact, they weren't paid at all, which is weird because Prime Animations in his video, going over the drama, said that he paid his animators quite well. But it seems like the animators didn't actually get a lot of input. A lot of the animation was done by Prime Animations and his friend, and the animators they hired. The animators they hired basically just did small fixes. They weren't allowed to tweak any scenes or improve them in any way. They weren't even allowed to fix the scene or add anything that would make it better. One thing that Raven actually worked on and begged Prime Animations to add in was the helicopter blades actually spinning around like a shield, like in Fall of Cybertron. Prime Animations apparently was very hesitant and didn't really want them changing anything with the project. If something looks stiff and lifeless, that's how it had to stay. There was no fixing any scenes. There was just polishing what was already there, which that must have felt very constrictive. Raven also worked on a deleted scene that unfortunately never made it into the final cut. Raven told me that he never got paid for any of his work on Galvatron's Revenge, despite the fact Prime Animations said he paid his animators. Raven said he's not sure if anyone else got paid, but he assumes they weren't. Which leaves us with 2 possibilities. 1, Raven wasn't paid, but everyone else on the team was? Or 2, nobody was paid, including Raven. Raven also states that Prime Animations had some kind of superiority complex. Essentially what I got out of this is that Prime Animations was so caught up in the fact that he was making the sequel to TransformersPrime that it all went to his head. Another thing Raven states is that some of the tweaks he made were actually cut out of the final film. Some of his best work actually trying to fix some of the choppy, horrendous animations by Prime Animation was actually taken out of the film and was replaced with a crappy version before he started fixing it. I also asked where does he think all the money went, and he referred to the fact that Prime Animations bought a shiny new laptop but couldn't bother paying codename Raven. So it is fully clear that Prime Animations is solely to blame for the bad animation. He is a horrible project lead that didn't even pay Raven. This is what happens when you try to go too big. A 2-hour fan film versus what could have been a 30-minute fan film, a short film, could have been way more polished and way better. And it probably could have came out a lot sooner. I'll be going over the controversy side now. Prime Animation says that Orbital Bacon worked on the project about 10-ish years ago, and he had very little contact with him after that. Prime Animation stated in 2023 he cut all ties with Orbital Bacon and was no longer his friend and did not wish him to be on the project anymore, despite the fact he would later go on to keep his voice recordings as Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus and not replace the voice actor, which he himself admitted were volunteer voice actors that weren't paid anyways. But that's not the nail in the coffin. This is 2 months ago, in current year, 2024, He was seen on a live stream with Orbital Bacon on his own channel that he was hosting, which was a watch party for the full unrendered movie of Galvatrons Revenge. You can't roll out the red carpet for your special guest and then claim, I haven't talked to that guy in a year, when you've talked to him this year, 2 months ago. He is still your friend, and you boldface lied to your entire community. And you didn't even have the brain power to try and cover your tracks by privating the newest live stream with you talking to him in it? Just to put in perspective how disgusting Orbital Bacon's actions are. He is a racist and a white supremacist, and he has no right still being attached to this fan project. Now, why is Orbital Bacon still on this project, Prime Animations? You said it yourself, he went off the deep end, and in hindsight, you wish he wasn't on the project. You had 10 years, he already recorded his lines, you could have dubbed them out. Prime Animations tries to deflect saying, oh, well, I hired him before the backlash, I don't get why people are still mad now. Yes, obviously, you're not a time traveler. You can't just go back and unhire Orbital Bacon. What you could have done, seeing how the movie wasn't yet released and you had a whole year before you would inevitably release the movie, in 2023, you could have hired someone else to redub his lines or redub them yourself. I know that is a lot of work for you, Prime Animations, and you clearly hate doing work, but you could have just taken him out of the project completely, and it would have circumvented any kind of backlash you would have gotten from him being tied to the project. And now this just falls on you, Prime Animations. This falls on you being a poor project lead, a poor director, and not using your brain for more than 5 seconds.
And these are the people who really had no decision on how this matter was handled. That sits on my shoulder, not theirs.
It genuinely upsets me that he is trying to sweep this all under the rug and saying, oh, well, I couldn't have known he was a racist. That's fine. We understand that you didn't know, but after you found out, you had a whole year to then fix your mistake. But instead, you decided to upload the movie with the audio from Orbital Bacon instead of replacing it. That is the issue. No one has an issue that you thought you were good friends with this guy and he turned out to be a bad guy. So no, Prime Animations, we aren't blindly hating. We don't secretly want the project to fail, and that's why we're boycotting the movie. I have been here since the early days around 2015, 2016. We are rightfully hating on the fact that you hired a complete and utter degenerate bigot to play Optimus Prime, and you were too lazy, or you're secretly still friends with Orbital Bacon because you're still inviting him to all these big events and he's still a mainstay on your channel. That is what we are upset with, and the fact that you decided to lie to us, and that you tried to silence everybody from speaking out and giving valid criticism, which you said you are so open to, and so many people were giving so many decent constructive criticism or had genuine concerns about who you hired and why you didn't fire him fully. Despite the fact now on both videos, the video addressing the controversy and Galvatrons Revenge, the full movie itself on YouTube, now both have comments disabled because you are a coward.
Coward! You make me sick. Leave me alone, please. Hiding in the shadows.
Anyone who disables their comments in a situation like this, that is admitting defeat. That is the white flag, and I do not need to hear or provide any more proof. As a YouTuber, that is the most Your Honor, I'm guilty thing you can do on the platform. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the new year. Have a very Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.